What's going on, guys? In today's video, I've got a great one for you. We're looking at the dividend payments that are coming in for the month of June 2021, specifically in my $34,000 dividend portfolio. I got a lot of exciting stuff to share with you guys, so without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, listen, if you guys are brand new to this channel, you're just coming here for the first time, well, I want to say welcome. Hey, my name is Dalton. This is dlitztv, and on this channel, we talk about all things investing. Now, like I said, specifically in this video, we're covering my dividend portfolio, looking at, I've got a lot of different dividend stocks housed in a few different locations. So sometimes it can be really hectic to track it. A lot of people ask me how I actually trace my dividends, how I'm following up with them, and understanding how much I'm getting paid each month on a month-by-month basis, or if I want more of a holistic approach, looking for the rest of the year, how much money can I expect to be getting in? And I've talked about it in a number of different videos, but there is one website that I use more than anything else. We'll cover it, but first I'll show you how initially I was going in to report these dividends. So if I'm going to pop open the Robinhood investing application right now, you can see doing pretty well on the day. We're up about 1.26%. The overall stock market's doing really well, so that's why this portfolio is doing well as well. So jumping into the statements and history, this is how I before was going in. If you click on show more and you go over to dividends, you can see all of the dividends that have been paid in the past and upcoming dividends for a certain period of time, right? So it's not going to go super far out within the Robinhood application. You can't get a ton of predictions on the future. And that's because, well, dividends aren't guaranteed, right? Any of these companies could stop paying dividends. So it's hard to say that they're going to pay dividends, but based on history, you kind of know when dividend payments are rolling in. So again, specifically looking at the month of June, I had a number of different ones coming in. Scrolling down, I got Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, a couple of healthcare stocks that have been really solid for this portfolio, especially with the COVID outbreak. Then we got Microsoft, a little tech there, Walgreens Boost Alliance, one that I saw value in. We got NextEra Energy, Realty Income, which is a monthly dividend payer, which is awesome because every single month for the rest of my life, I'm getting around $7.55 from Realty Income. And then another dividend payer, monthly dividend, that is PSEC right here, 24 cents coming in. I also decided to invest in Qualcomm recently. If you guys were wondering how to get the latest alerts on some of the stocks that I'm picking up, what I've been trying to do is post those buys in my Patreon. So in my Patreon page, whenever I make a bigger decision, like when I sold AT&T and bought a bunch of different stocks, I talked about it specifically within Patreon. So if you're interested in getting updates in that manner, that's where they'll be. Full disclosure, there hasn't been a ton posted because right now I'm actually in the process of buying a duplex. We're actually under contract. We're in an agreement right now. So kind of my investing has taken a little bit of the back page for what's been going on lately. And I've been trying to focus on utilizing my money, my cash, and holding it in a solid position so that way I can make some upgrades as soon as I end up acquiring this property. And it's really exciting stuff. I'm documenting it all on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in that journey, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So as I mentioned, I got a number of different portfolios that actually factor into this $34,000 portfolio. Here is one, for example. This is my Roth IRA. This is within M1 Finance. This is definitely one of my favorite investing applications to use right now. All the links to all the apps that I use are in the description. You're going to get some benefits if you're just signing up for the first time. I believe with M1 Finance, you can get $30. With Robinhood Investing, you get a free stock if you sign up using the referral code. And then the next one we'll talk about, which is Webull, you also will get, I believe, up to 2, sometimes 4 free stocks depending on the promotion. So it's literally just free money with these accounts. You can open them up and then you can get the free stock, and then you could close the account, take the money out, and do whatever you want with it. So it's just a little bit of an incentive to sign up for some of those accounts that I talk about. Now, just going in, so I obviously have that Roth IRA there. As you can see, it's heavy into the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index. That's pretty much what I look to invest in. You're going to get around an 8 to 10% return annually. That's what you can expect. Now, obviously, you want to invest in the stocks that you do research on, you feel comfortable in. This is exactly, I'm pretty transparent with you guys, as you know. Now, going into my growth portfolio, which is finally approaching being positive, this has been a wild ride. I invested in a lot of tech stocks, a lot of these stocks that were down a ton at one point in time, like about a year ago. Then they all boomed, as you guys know, and I invested sort of at that boom. So all the prices were really high. It's ironic because a lot of the investments in this particular portfolio portfolio are ones that the ones that are doing well are those blue chip solid companies. So like my safer everyday category here, which is up the most, almost 10%. And pretty much all those other riskier categories like the EV and energy down 6%. Some of those e-commerce stocks that I was targeting. And this portfolio, if you guys want to check it out, if you want to be investing in this, or you want to just look at what I'm investing and tailor it to your needs, obviously, this will be in the description as well. Now, this is one of my all-time favorite platforms when it comes to investing. I've been using it more and more and more, and that's Webull Investing. And you can see right now this portfolio is right around $10,000, but not all of this is in dividend stocks. So I've been trying to do more diversification, but let me go into the history here. And in history, you can actually do, you can filter it by dividend records. So you can see for the month of June, the ones that have already been paid are both Intel Corporation as well as Chevron. And so there's a lot that are going to be projected in this portfolio for the next few weeks. So to close out June, there'll be more. And let me just show you how I track all of this, because this stuff gets really complicated. If you want to go in and look at everyone individually and see how they're doing, write it down, create an Excel spreadsheet and do it manually. You know, that's one process that works for some people. A lot of people actually enjoy doing that when they trade stocks. But if you guys know me, my style of investment, number one, is just super hands-off, laid back, investing in these solid companies. I never really target too much risk. And it's pretty much just not having the time, wanting to go in and identify each individual, like nitty gritty detail on every single stock to be comfortable enough to invest in them. No, I invest in the companies that, you know, that I use every day, ones that I see value in. I still go in, I look at the numbers, make sure it makes sense. But in the end of the day, it's not stressful for me. It's really hands-off, and I can keep investing in these companies that I see value in. And so how I actually trace them is I want it to be really automated. So I use this website. Again, link is in the description. I feel like I say that a lot, but the link in the description for this will be to TrackYourDividends.com. They've recently done a website update that I want to talk about right now. All right, so check it out. You guys may be wondering where I'm getting this $34,000 valuation. Well, basically what I did was took a look at every single dividend stock that I was holding and put them into these portfolios to understand, you know, how much I'm getting paid in dividends. So what's great about this website now that wasn't a thing in the past is that if I click on this Robinhood portfolio tab here at the top, you can now link your portfolio with Track Your Dividends, so it automatically updates. You no longer need to add each stock individually and enter in, you know, the share price when you bought it, how many shares you have, the average share. None of that stuff even matters when you can link it. Now, the one thing I will say about this feature is that if I go into my profile here and I go into billing, you're going to notice that it is $5.99 per month. But honestly, for me, it's well worth it, and I would never promote something that I didn't use. I use this feature all the time. The one qualm that I have with it that I'm actually going to reach out to the company about is Webull Investing doesn't have an integrated portfolio where you can link that. So Robinhood Investing, it works really great. M1 Finance, it works really great as well. But Webull, I actually had to go in manually, identify the stocks I wanted to input and input them one by one. So if you guys were wondering if you wanted to add a new account in this manner, all you do is click add account. You could name it. So let's say you had a Fidelity account. So what I'm going to do is just, my keyboard's loading here. I'm going to do Fidelity and then do automatic update, add account. And then when you're in here, it prompts you to connect it. So you can see Fidelity is on the list right here, but you have a number of really solid brokerages here. I should probably add my Acorns one pretty soon. I think I've got around $4,000 invested in Acorns now. So it's one that I could consider adding as well. But it's super straightforward. So if you did Fidelity, you would just enter your username and password. It's all through Plaid. So it's pretty backed. It's not like you're giving your information directly to the Track Your Dividend website. You're giving it to a trusted website that allows you to track this stuff. So I'm going to get out of this and go back to my summary here. So this is all of those portfolios combined. So I have my M1 Finance Roth IRA. You can see $6,366. Those are the three that I had been invested. I showed you on the previous application. Then you got Robinhood portfolio, where you can see all of my Robinhood investments here as well. And then Webull. Now Webull, I specifically went through, like I said, it was about $10,000, but you can see only about 6,000 of that is invested into dividend companies. And I only wanted to show show dividend companies on this particular website for a number of different reasons. But what I love about this website here is that you can see the exact, upcoming dividends that you have. You can look at the future value of your portfolio. There's a lot of great information you can derive from it. So number one, I'm going to go into the summary tab here. I'm going to click on diversification. It shows you how diversified you are. Now, a lot of people will argue that I'm overly diversified, but there's a number of different ways. I've talked about it in previous videos before, how I diversify my stocks. And basically what I'm doing, just to give you guys everything in a nutshell, is I pretty much invest in all these different companies, and what I'm trying and aiming to do is create my own little ETF, right? So I'm trying to beat the market, I guess, in a number of different senses with a lot of the growth stocks that I'm doing, right? But for the dividend ones, that's not necessarily the overall goal, because you're looking to generate consistent income. And with the dividend portfolio, yeah, it'd be awesome if I could consistently beat the market, but you got to remember that some of the growth on these stocks is a little bit hindered by the dividends that they're paying. You can utilize that money, invest in other stocks that are below value, hopefully bring up the value. And basically what I'm looking to do eventually with this dividend portfolio is have all of the dividend income be able to cover my monthly expenses. That way I can live financially free. That's a huge goal of mine. And sort of one of the ways that I'm trying to foster that and speed it along is get some income generated from rental properties. So the duplex that I'm buying. Now let me just jump right back in here and I'll show you a couple more awesome features about this website. If I click on upcoming dividends, this is one of my favorite tabs here, which shows you exactly how much you can expect in projected dividend income. So you can see for the month of June, I'm projected to get $114. Then I'm getting $69 nice in July. And these will all continue growing because as I'm getting these dividend payments made to me, I reinvest them into pretty much a lot of the same companies, the ones that I see. If I look at my portfolio and I'm down on them, I typically put the money into those stocks because obviously I see value in them. Hopefully they're going to end up bouncing back. And then as they pay dividends, it's just like this recycled process that goes through. So August is a bit of a low month, $32. Now there is one error on this website that I'm seeing that pretty much everything else looks really great to me. And I haven't had problems with this in the past, but if I scroll down, one of the stocks I'm investing in, Kenon Holdings, you can see it right here, KEN. If you scroll over, it's showing that I'm getting $118 every month starting in the month of September. So September, I'm actually going to be paid $118 from that dividend, but not the following month. So I don't know why it's showing that. September will be a nice high month for me, but the ones following will dip below that. And hopefully that'll update in the future. And that's another question that I have for the Track Your Dividends team. But looking at this, it's really cool. You can see the exact payout calendar down here. So if I scroll over to the month of June on the left-hand side there, you can see all the payments that I'm getting from these stocks for the month of June, how much I'm being paid, and relative to the months that they're coming in. So it's cool to get that overall visual picture of it. So now if I go into another tab here, I'll check out the future value. This is probably my favorite one because it really shows the dividend snowball coming in. Now this is going to be a bit flawed because again of the Kenon Holdings situation there, but what you can do in this particular section is you can look at the growth of your portfolio over a certain amount of time. So right now this is 5 years. If I were to stop investing money and just reinvest those dividends, starting with a portfolio value of $34,786, I would be generating $2,293 annually in dividend income. Now, fast forward 5 years, we'll be at a $77,000 portfolio with $6,165 generated. Now, again, flawed a little bit, but hopefully will be updated here in the near future. I like going 25 years out just to show you guys the overall big picture of that snowball. And the earlier you can start investing, the better, right? So again, $34,786, not investing much more, going all the way 25 years into 2045 here, $387,885. I love seeing this number grow from video to video. And this is exactly how I go about tracking my dividend investments. And I go about looking at how the number is growing. And this is what truly keeps me on pace. So yeah, it's like around $6 to get some of the features that I use here. Honestly, what I was doing before was I was manually entering them. If that's something that you don't mind doing, doing, then you can use this website entirely free. But it's just something I wanted to note. I wanted to share everything that's going on with this dividend portfolio with you guys. And I do apologize. I haven't been making as much investments into these dividend companies or investing into the stock market as much lately, as I'm holding on to that cash position for the upcoming duplex. So thank you so much for checking out this video, guys. I know it was a relatively long one, so thanks for sticking around. If you made it this far, please hit that like button, get it out on other homepages, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.